It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, episode 56, the Get Out of Debt Free Post by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com.
Get ready to maximize your potential with Optimal Finance Daily, the podcast that brings you the best content in personal finance 5 days a week. Your optimal life awaits. Now here's your host, Dan Warren.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Optimal Finance Daily. I'm Dan, the guy who went to college in the heart of Amish country. And this podcast is where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And today we're going to try to ease you into your work week with Minimalist Monday. And our newest author to join Optimal Finance Daily is Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. But before we get into today's content, a great way that you can start getting out of debt is to see exactly where all of your money is going. And to do that, you should really try our money tracking challenge. The idea is really pretty simple. All you do is track all your income and every expense in your life for just 1 week, and that serves a few purposes. It makes you more conscious of your purchases themselves. It lets you see where your money is coming from and where it's going, and you can see if you're actually spending more than you're making. And to make that all really easy for you, we have an automated spreadsheet that helps you accomplish this. You can challenge yourself to use it for a week, a month, or for 6 years, like Justin from the Optimal Living Daily podcast has been doing. So to get all this for free, just come and be a part of our weekly newsletter. You can sign up over at oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com. You'll get the spreadsheet immediately after joining, or for an even speedier way to sign up, you can just text the word financial to the number 44222. That's text the word financial to the number 44222. And with that, let's start optimizing your life. The Get Out of Debt Free Post by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. If you are living debt-free with a decent emergency fund, please share this post with someone who isn't. If you're living with debt, this information is going to help you change that. First and foremost, if you're considering paying someone to consolidate your debt, stop it. No one needs to benefit financially to move your debt around. With the right free tools, you can become debt-free on your own. While the focus of this blog is not typically my personal story, this one is important. It demonstrates that you can change your life anytime just by making the choice to change. My debt-free story. I got my first credit card when I was 19, my second when I was 20, and was using one to make payments on the other by the time I was 21. Eventually, I defaulted on payments and scarred my credit report. With a less than perfect credit score, I figured I may as well continue to live in debt. That's what everyone else did, and I was still being offered more credit, so what the heck? I made minimum payments on credit cards, bought a car with a horrible interest rate because that's what people with bad credit get, got a student loan or 2 or 3, and figured that was the way life was supposed to be. Fast forward to my late 20s. I got a better job, made more money, and did what everyone else was doing. I bought a better car, financed with a crappier interest rate, and said yes to almost every store card that was offered. I did clear up my past due balances and improve my credit score, but I kept spending. I had a credit card with The Gap, Victoria's Secret, Macy's, JCPenney, and others. I had more credit, more stuff, and bills arriving daily. Here's the crazy part. I had to work harder to make more to keep up with what I owed everyone, and I thought that was okay. In fact, until I was 30-something and heard this weird guy, Dave Ramsey, on the radio, I thought the rest of my life would include more spending, more bills, more collection calls, and more stress. Listening to Dave say some of the following things made getting out of debt top priority for me. Live like no one else so you can live like no one else. Financial peace isn't the acquisition of stuff. It's learning to live on less than you make so you can give money back and have money to invest. You can't win until you do this. If you buy a $28,000 car, in 4 years, it'll be worth about $11,000. How you handle or mishandle your money tells us who you are, and more important, it tells you who you are. Your priorities, passions, goals, and fears are shown clearly in the flow of your money. Your value system, or lack of one, causes money to flow around you, past you, or to you. When money is in your possession, what you do with it screams loudly who you are. Debt is normal. Be weird. I didn't start working Dave's program until after I listened to him for a year or more, but hearing people call in and ask for help or tell their debt-free stories inspired me to make a change. I closed my credit accounts and cut up my cards and vowed to carry less debt. Becoming completely debt-free sounded too weird. Wouldn't I always have a car payment? The less we owed, the weirder it got. My husband and I started saying no. We stopped buying things we didn't need, got rid of stuff we bought that we didn't want, and cleared up our debt. We made our last car payment in 2010, paid off everything else, and today we are debt-free. We are building our e-fund, and the freedom and peace of mind that comes with that cannot be bought. It's weird, right? I always thought that I would always have a car payment or owe someone something. With no debt and a padded e-fund, our family can make choices based on something other than money. There are many ways to get out of debt, but not many that show you how to change your behavior. Dave recommends a set of baby steps that look like this. 1. Build up an emergency fund of $1,000. 2. List all non-mortgage debts from smallest to largest and pay them off using the debt snowball method. 3. Save a larger emergency fund of 3 to 6 months' worth of expenses. 4. Invest 15% of income into retirement accounts. 5. Save for college for the kids. 6. Pay off the mortgage. 7. Build wealth. I highly recommend listening to Dave's radio show or free 1-hour podcast for a few weeks. Then, take a look at the Total Money Makeover, a proven plan for financial fitness. You can also check with a local church to see if Dave's Financial Peace University is offered. This will be money well spent, but you can do this without the class. I want to add 2 pre-baby steps to the plan. 1. Say no to spending. You have to tell yourself no to even the littlest wants. Cover your needs and deal with the wants when you are debt-free. By then, you won't want for much. 2. Let go of whatever guilt or frustration you have about your spending habits and debt. It won't be easy, especially if you have collection agencies calling to remind you about your shortcomings. But do it. Do it for you and for your family. You didn't spend money maliciously. You didn't incur debt to end up in a mess. You just did what everyone else was doing. You were living the dream. Now that you have decided to be different and weird, you can let the emotions that you have tied to your poor money habits go and focus on your new and improved habits. When I made the decision to become debt-free, I felt lighter even though I still had debt. And when our family became debt-free, we got closer and more determined to live life our way. You may be wondering, now that we have no payments, what do we do with the money we make? The answer is anything we want. Weird is better. Less is better. Living debt-free is one of the most important things you can do in choosing to live a simpler life. You just listened to the post titled The Get Out of Debt Free Post by Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. And if you have any comments about today's post or any comments about the author, come and share those with us at oldpodcast.com. And like I mentioned at the top of today's show, you can get an automated spreadsheet that will help you get out of debt just for joining our weekly newsletter. But there's more than one reason to join, because we're also giving away the book Minimalism: Live a Meaningful Life by the Minimalists each and every month to a randomly selected email subscriber. So if you want a chance to win that, plus getting the spreadsheet I already mentioned, you can join for free by texting the word financial to the number 44222. That's texting the word financial to 44222, or visit us online at oldpodcast.com. And that does it for episode 56 of Optimal Finance Daily. Have a great start to your week, and I'll be reading a post from Jay Money of Budgets Are Sexy tomorrow. So I'll see you there, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from amazing bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.